Welcome to the Woman Worriers podcast, where we're working to help you call a truce with your anxiety. The information in this podcast is not a substitute for seeking help from a licensed mental health professional. Now, here's your host, Elizabeth Cush, LCPC.
Welcome back to the Woman Worriers podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in, for listening, for being a part of this wonderful podcast. I appreciate all of you so much, listeners, subscribers, followers on social media. Our numbers are growing and the guests, to me, just keep getting more interesting or just continue to be interesting. So I appreciate you being with me on this journey. You can always follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Woman Worriers. You can also sign up for Biz's blog, which gives you updates on the podcast as well as some strategies for managing anxiety and trauma. Today, we're going to be talking about self-care. This will be a quicker episode, but I think it's an important topic to cover because as women, we're often focused on caring for others and not caring for ourselves in the same way we care for others. So what is self-care? I think a lot of people, it's become such a hashtag. Hashtag self-care. Here I am getting a manicure or a pedicure, or I'm at the spa. But really, self-care is something that you do deliberately to take care of your physical, psychological, emotional, and spiritual well-being. It doesn't have to be big or expensive. It doesn't mean you have to go anywhere. It actually doesn't even have to cost anything. And self-care includes all of the small things that you do for yourself every day. Brushing your teeth twice a day, taking a shower, drinking water when we're thirsty, going to the bathroom when we need to. All of those things are incorporated into self-care, but can be hard to do if we're so busy, if we are so focused on taking care of other people's needs. Sometimes we're not even doing those things for ourselves in a consistent way. So why does it matter? Why does self-care matter? Well, it matters because if we're always putting everyone else's needs first, we don't have much energy left for us. If we're always putting others' needs first, we may end up feeling anxious or resentful or angry, or taken for granted. But for some of us, the practice of self-care does not come easily. As I said, maybe we're telling ourselves that we're too busy to take care of ourselves. Or maybe we feel so stressed that self-care isn't in the forefront of our minds. But sometimes self-care isn't modeled in our home life when we were growing up. If we had parents or caregivers who really didn't take a very good care of themselves or were always concerned about the needs of others, we see that. We internalize that, and it becomes how we approach the world as well. Or maybe you were shamed for asking for what you needed, or you came to believe that your needs didn't matter. Or maybe you had to take care of others from a very young age, and that became the habit. The reality is we could all use a little practice in taking care of ourselves. And sometimes taking care of ourselves means we have to say no to other people, or we have to set boundaries around the people that we take care of or the people in our lives. And that can be really hard. And if we really want to support the people in our lives that we love and care for, if we're not taking care of ourselves, we're not doing a very good job of taking care of them either. So how do we know? How do we know if we're not taking care of ourselves? Maybe you're exhausted all the time. Maybe when it's time to get up and go to work, you just dread getting out of bed. There might be a lack of motivation, a lack of drive. You may feel burnt out. You might be depressed or anxious or stressed or feeling overwhelmed. So if you're noticing that you are feeling all of those or some of those things, take some time and evaluate what are your self-care needs? What is important to you to implement in your life to help you feel more taken care of, more supported, more energized, and more loved, more cared for? So here are a couple of suggestions to help you get started on a self-care routine, just to make these things part of your day or part of your week or just part of your more conscious self-care plan. One of my favorite suggestions for clients, especially for female clients, because we have the opportunity when we go to the bathroom to close the stall door and kind of be with ourselves for a moment. So when you go to the bathroom, whether it's at home or at work or in a restaurant, wherever you are, out and about, just take a minute while you're sitting on the toilet and check in with yourself. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? And it might just be, I am so relieved I'm going to the bathroom. It might be, why did I wait until I had to run to get to the bathroom before taking care of myself? Or you might notice some stress that you're holding in your shoulders or your back. Just tune in, check in with yourself, and pay attention to what you're noticing without judgment. And throughout the day, you can either do this in a very scheduled way, like setting an alert on your calendar or an alarm on your phone, or it can just be at random times throughout the day. Check in and ask yourself, what do I need right now? And maybe you need to go to the bathroom. Maybe you need a drink of water. Maybe you're hungry. Maybe you just need to sit quietly for a minute. And if you notice that you're feeling incredibly stressed in those moments when you're asking yourself what you need, take a few slow, deep breaths in and out. And you can even say to yourself, breathing in peace, exhaling out stress, or inhaling calm, exhaling stress. Or you can just say in and out. But just do it consciously 3 or 4 times, slowly inhaling and slowly exhaling out all the air. And if you have an opportunity, if you are feeling incredibly distracted or fragmented or just not yourself, unfocused, if you can, if it's available to you, go outside, take off your shoes, and stand on the ground, stand in the grass if there's grass available, but on any surface, put your bare feet on the ground and just feel the earth, the universe's energy, and maybe the stress flowing out through your feet, but feeling grounded on the earth in that moment. These last few tips are from the Simple Self-Care for Therapists book by Ashley Davis Bush. It's designed for therapists, it's written for therapists, but anybody can use these tips because they're pretty amazing and help you take care of yourself. If you work long days sitting down and you're feeling as if you have no energy close to the end of the day or whenever it is, at whatever time of the day it is, if you're feeling low energy, this one she calls coat sleeves. I like to call empty sleeves. So you stand up, arms at your sides, and slowly turning your body from side to side, facing left, facing right. And as you do this, you just allow your arms to flap across your body as if they were empty sleeves or coat sleeves. Turning your body, flapping your arms from side to side across your body energizes you, and it's amazing how quickly it can help you feel more focused and ready for the day. Or if you're feeling vulnerable or sad, give yourself a hug. Place your arms across your chest as if you were literally giving yourself a hug, and hold yourself tight. Not only is it comforting, but it really brings you back to your body. You can even alternately tap each shoulder with your hands, which can also be very comforting, stimulating bilaterally your nervous system, which helps you feel more grounded and present. Another one of my favorite self-care strategies is practicing self-compassion. I think we all have that critical voice that shows up occasionally telling us that we're not good enough, or we're just not enough, or wants to remind us of all the mistakes that we make. In those moments, just take some time, sit with yourself, and repeat these phrases. May I be safe. May I be peaceful. May I be healthy. And may I live my life with ease. May I be safe. May I be peaceful. May I be healthy. And may I live my life with ease. If those phrases don't resonate with you, you can substitute whatever feels good to you. May I be kind to myself. May I be present. May I be there for me. And may I love myself with compassion and acceptance. Whatever phrases feel true to you, taking a moment to say those things to yourself when you notice that critical inner voice showing up, telling you you're not enough or you're too much. And this last strategy, this last little self-care tip, is to have something nearby, whether it's at your office or if you have a particular chair you sit in at home or by your bedside or all those places, an object that gives you a calm feeling. It could be a candle with a nice scent. It could be a photograph. It could be a stone or a plant, or just something that resonates with you to help you feel calm, grounded, and safe, and nourished. Well, I hope these tips were helpful for you in taking care of you, your most important resource. I know sometimes for me, self-care is hard, especially if I'm really, really busy or feeling overwhelmed. It tends to be the first thing that gets put on the back burner. And then I end up feeling overwhelmed again and stressed and anxious. So it takes conscious effort. It takes an effort to, which sounds so silly, right? It should be easy for us to take care of ourselves, but it really isn't. So know that it is a practice. It takes time to get these things into place in a more regular way for yourself. And know that sometimes we forget, and that's okay too. And to not be too hard on yourself when you're not taking care of yourself. For those of you who are local to the Annapolis, Anne Arundel County area in Maryland, I will be facilitating mindfulness groups for women this fall. If you're interested, please contact me. You can do that through my website, progressioncounseling.com or womanworriers.com. Click on the Contact Me button and fill out an email and let me know you're interested. Well, I hope this coming week is filled with self-care, self-acceptance, self-compassion. Ciao for now from this Woman Worrier.
Thanks for listening and subscribing to the Woman Worriers podcast. Music was written and performed by Andy Cush. If you'd like more information on this episode, you can find the show notes, the resources shared today, and links to the guests' profiles at womanwarriors.com.